Hello YouTube, welcome to another one of my Duel Links videos, and today we are starting with the hybrid decks. And what better way to start than combining two of my favorite archetypes, Lightsworns and Thunder Dragons. Originally I had thought about a deck like this from the beginning of, as soon as Lightsworns got announced, or the more support got announced, just because the light and dark synergy is there. Dragon Duel being able to special summon it by banishing a light and a dark, it's super good. Obviously you have resources going to the graveyard that help both decks. And yeah, this is the list that I was the most successful with. I finally had to cave in and throw in the Kite Roids. One Bacon Saber was unfortunately not doing enough, so even though I'm not particularly thrilled about having to run it like this, you really do have to run the Kite Roid. The problem is the Blue Ice matchup, right? The Spirit of Ice, this guy, Blue Ice Spirit Dragon, being able to negate, it's kind of booty. But other than that, this deck is super fun. We are running basically two copies of each Thunder Dragon. We have two Dragon Hawk, two Dragon Dark, double Duo and double Dragon Roar. Only one Judgment Dragon, because in reality is all you need. You want this guy in the grave, then you want to get it with Monster Reincarnation, and at this point you're probably saying, but you're only running one Monster Reincarnation, so what if you mill Judgment Dragon and Reincarnation? What do you do then? Well, if you banish your Judgment Dragon to summon the Dragon Duo, or to search with the Dragon Duo after you've destroyed a monster by battle, you can then, during your opponent's turn, put that Judgment Dragon that is banished at the top of your deck. So Dragon Duo is another way of getting Judgment Dragon to your hand. Now what if you mill the Dragon Duos, the Reincarnation, and the Judgment Dragon? Well, that's why we have double Dragon Roar. Dragon Roar can help you get monsters back, Thunder Dragons back from the graveyard or the banished pile to your hand. Now what if you mill Judgment Dragon, Dragon Duo, Dragon Roar, and Reincarnation? Well, you know what? You still have your Lightsworn Synchro engine, and just get better RNG for it. For the Lightsworn engine, we have triple Jane, triple Lumina, the core cards of the deck. We'll cut down the Wolf to 2 just because I need to make enough room for the Kite Roids and all the spells. So we're actually cutting Wolf to 2. There was also a duel in particular where triple Wolf actually cucked me pretty bad. I used Grass, summoned 3 Wolf, and I was playing against Dark Lords, and literally all they did from that point on was just sit on everything in defense and wait for me to deck out, because I couldn't do anything with that field. So that was not with the Thunder Dragon engine, otherwise I would have been able to tribute and all that stuff. So that was when I was running the pure Lightsworn. So anyway, Wolf to 2, 1 Phyllis, 1 Raikou. Raikou is such an amazing card. The more I use this card, the more I like it. It just sucks how weak he is, because you have to basically normal summon him in order to take advantage of the effect. You can set it, but it's not as reliable. And then you just have a monster with 200 attack waiting for your opponent to use lethal over it. But yeah, you guys know what the Lightsworn do. We have double Kite Roid for the spells, triple Charge the Light Brigade, triple Solar Recharge, 1 Reincarnation, 1 Grass Looks Greener, and 1 Night Beam. I'm liking Night Beam because of the Dark Magician matchup, but really it's just good back removal. Cyclone, we pay a lot of life with Judgment Dragon and Michael, so you don't really want to add Cyclone here. Galaxy Cyclone is kind of meh, so the Night Beam is good, because it doesn't let them chain to that. Another change that I made to my original Lightsworn lineup is adding Fortune Lady Every. I hate to say it, but she's way too good to not use it in this deck. It's just one more thing that your opponent has to worry about outing every single turn. So yeah, I like Fortune Lady Every. We had to cut Seda, unfortunately, but we still have Black Rose Dragon, Michael, 1 Scrap Dragon, 1 Stardust Spark Dragon, and in the rare case we need to go into a level 9 using or Dragon Dark and or Jane, we do have a Dragon Mech. The thing about this extra deck is that it's missing Samurai Destroyer, which is really good. So I would consider cutting either Scrap Dragon or Stardust Spark Dragon but at the time I was just running it like this. So we're still rocking Spell Specialist. It is pre-nerf, but you know, we don't know what the change is gonna be, and this skill works too well with Lightsworns, so sorry. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into the gameplay. This was super fun to use, by the way. Probably, I mean, Thunder Dragons in general have been very, very fun for me. And then, you know, just adding Lightsworn, another really fun archetype in there, just makes everything better. Okay, so this hand is obviously pretty great. Double recharge and a charge to Light Brigade. It's not what you should expect every time, but we take it when we get it, especially going up against Dark Magician, you know, going second. When you know they're gonna open their perfect navigation, circle, rod, illusion, magic hand, so whatever. No bricks here, we're going to beat them fair and square. Charge the Light Brigade, search for Lumina. Judgment Dragon is already in the graveyard, which is good. We're gonna use Solar Recharge ×2. Finally get a beast to be special summon. Now he's a little quick on the trigger here. As soon as I summon my Jane, before I'm able, my Raiden, excuse me, before I'm able to mill or anything, he's going to banish my Raiden because he feels threatened. And that's fine because Raiden is just here for the bait. We're gonna go charge the Light Brigade, mill some more. And now let's get our boy Dragon Duel. And as you can see, I'm banishing the Judgment Dragon because I want to immediately have that guy in there, so that if I need to during my opponent's end phase, I just put it right at the top of my deck. We're also banishing Dragon Dark, so that lets us search for Dragon Hawk. Hawk is going to special summon the Dragon Dark just to put another body on the field, and you know, there's always that constant threat of getting OTK'd, especially going up against Ishizu, although my opponent just kept saving the Seal Tunes. I'm not sure why. So we had two options here, as you can see. After my attack, I banish a Night Beam, and basically my my thought process was, if he suicides the Magician's Rod to try to navigate immediately, I'll put the Night Beam on top, see if he is a forehead and doesn't do it at the draw phase. I can just Night Beam it and I don't have to worry about it. If he doesn't suicide, then I just put Judgment Dragon and do the same thing. So he's gonna destroy both my monsters, which is fine. We're gonna use Dragon Duel to put Judgment Dragon at the top. We top deck it. Special summon the guy, blow it all up. Use Dragon Roar to get Dragon Hawk from the graveyard. Use Dragon Hawk to special summon Duo. And that's game. I didn't even normal summon. Before special summoning the Dragon Duel, I could have gone Lumina into Raiden, going to another Synchro. But that was all overkill. I knew the game was over at that point. Alright, next we have, I believe this is Blue Eyes because it was Dark Side Dimension Kaiba, yeah. Yeah, so I'm not sure how experienced this player was, because he does have some questionable plays. But you know, it's still Blue Eyes. They definitely got buffed with all the support in the new box. So we're gonna use Dragon Dark first, thin the deck a little bit before we draw two. Alright, we picked up a Lumina, so we're gonna send Raiden, special summon Raiden. Mill 2 Solar Recharge, just kind of unfortunate, but whatever. And now it's time to go for Fortune Lady Every. So normally I would go for Zeta turn 1. Every is sometimes safer than Zeta. The only time Zeta is like really useful is against Cyber Dragons. Okay, there's a Blue Eyes after he sends the White Stone of Ancients. So yeah, this was kind of weird because, you know, I'm gonna be able to banish that Blue Eyes immediately, Night Beam, destroy the Floodgate, and this was key. This play won me the entire game. I knew that my Fortune Lady Every was not gonna be able to hold it down. And the problem is, if he goes into Spirit Dragon, he can negate my Lady Everest effect. However, by normal summoning my Thunder Dragon, I'm gonna be able to bait out the Spirit Dragon effect, and hopefully we'll get our Lady Every at the end phase. I decided not to attack because I thought it was another White Stone. You know, when there's a face down against in Blue Eyes, it's kind of like them if you do, them if you don't. Either you gave them a free blue eyes or you don't attack it and they end up doing what they just did with Sage. I didn't mean to pause it, sorry. Alright, so there's the blue eyes. Goes for Cosmo Brain. Adds the blue eyes back to the hand. I'm waiting for him to activate the alternative eyes skill. This was kind of weird because he basically used the Cosmo Brain to thin his deck. You know, just to summon from the deck. There's the alternative eyes. Destroys my Thunder Dragon Roar. We're gonna special summon Hawk because again the Spirit Eye has not hit the field yet, so we need to be able to negate, to force the negate somehow. So we're gonna summon the Dragon Hawk. I knew if he saw me try to shuffle cards, that could potentially make him negate. And you see all the stuff he's doing. All that did was made him completely forget that there was a Fortune Lady Every in my graveyard. And that's the beauty of this. He's gonna negate my Dragon Hawk, which is not the threat. We survive. Fortune Lady Every activates. Kind of realizes his mistake, and then we get the scoop. But yeah, Fortune Lady Every feels good, man. Alright, here we have a Ritual Beast. I don't even know what skill this guy was running. Running regular Kaiba, maybe Beatdown. To get over blue eyes if they're that scared of blue eyes. Alright, Spell Specialist. We are going second. We have a Night Beam, which is good. We're gonna go ahead and snipe that middle card. Turns out to be a Treacher, so good snipe. Charge the Light Brigade, add a Lumina. Lumina activates, send the Raiden, Special Raiden, mill 2. We get a Felice. I'm gonna use Felice to pop the monster, and now I know I'm going up against Ritual Beast. So Fortune Lady Every in attack position, hit for 28. I do have a Kite Raid in the graveyard, so I'm feeling pretty safe. You know, with just an Every on the field. Gonna go Counter Hawk, do the regular Ritual Beast shenanigans, get an ambush, but he can't really deal with my Lady Every. Ulti Apelio doesn't get big enough. Alright, Monster Reincarnation, get my Lumina back. After we banish the Counter Hawk. Lumina special summon the Raiden yet again. Mill 2, go for the boy Michael. Force the backer activation just so I can figure out what I want to destroy and not. I'm putting a lot of pressure on this Ritual Beast player. I'm gonna go ahead and hit Winda so that I can take care of the special summon monster. Didn't want to just give him a free extra deck monster or something like that. Alright, so you top deck, sends best Beast Apelio. Goes for the Counter Hawk. You also have Shadow Imprisoned Mirror, which doesn't matter. My dark monsters are not really doing much. This is all the Lightsworn engine. Goes for the ulti Pedalfin, but we can just banish that with Every. We're gonna banish the ambush, and all I'm doing here is I'm forcing the ambush early, right? Otherwise he can just wait until the battle phase, and I don't want to do that. I want to make sure I force this early because we got the boy Judgment Dragon. Time to judge them. Alright, so we're gonna Judgment Dragon. I bet he felt pretty safe when he saw my life hit 1,000, but we have Michael. We're literally sending everything back. My whole goal here was to just gain as much life as possible so that I could activate my Judgment Dragon 1 or 2 more times as needed. Summons the ulti Apelio when I activate Judgment Dragon a second time. He could have tagged out and special summoned, but didn't matter. I was gonna blow everything up yet again. And if I needed to, I still had another 2 pops. That was regular Kaiba. Next we have a Dark Lord. And this Dark Lord player kind of scooped immediately, but I had a really good turn 1 board. That's why I decided to save it. Just so you can see, you know, the versatility in the plays you can make. So we're going first. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and thin the deck. Start with the Solar Recharge, because why not? The thing is, if I just summon Lumina, my turn pretty much ends. I don't have a Lightsworn that I can special summon. If I use the Solar Recharge, at worst, if my 2 draws are bricks, at worst I'm gonna be able to special summon Dragon Duo. So that was kind of the thought process there. We're going to banish the Dragon Hawk so we can shuffle this brick and this Thunder Dragon Dark. Hopefully we get some Lightsworn engine. I'm gonna keep the Kite Droid though, because we don't want to get OTK'd. Perfect. Charge of the Light Brigade and Solar Recharge. So I'm just gonna search something that I'm gonna discard with Solar Recharge. We're just deck thinning. We pick up a second Lumina, send one of the Kite Droids, special summon, mill 2, and end up in a board with my boy Dragon Duel at 2800, which is not easy to out against Dark Lords. They're gonna have to use their Desire, and then what do you do about Fortune Lady Every if you use your Desire on my Dragon Duel? So either way, he's not in good shape. Goes for Eggshell, doesn't get anything. Not only that, I get a 300 attack boost. Special summons the Nastin and then realizes that he can't do anything, and we win. There was another duel against Dark Lords where he was trying to stall me out. I set I set my Raikou in defense position alongside what did I have? I can't remember exactly what monster I had, but I have a beefy monster they couldn't get over. And instead of attacking my beefy monster because they couldn't get over it, they go for the face down. Raikou flips. I banish their what is it called? I always forget what it's called. Oh god, you know the one they gain life with. Sanctified. Yes, something like that. Anyway, I banished that and they immediately scooped because they knew they couldn't stall me out anymore. And both of their Desires were already in the grave. Alright, so we're going to Solar Recharge. Charge the Light Brigade. All that's left to do is for me to nuke the board, and then we can go double Dragon Duel. Summon Jane, get some more fodder in the graveyard. Blow it all up. Not only that, Banishing Dark is going to let me search for a Dragon Hawk. I can use Hawk to special summon the Dragon Dark before I banish 2 more for my second Dragon Duel. Complete overkill. GG. And that is it. I'm pretty sure that's the last replay. I feel like I talked about a lot of stuff, but not the actual gameplay itself. Either way, you guys know Thunder Dragons are great. You guys know Lightsworns are great. But together, they really make a super fun deck. As far as how competitive it is, you know, you be the judge. I leave that stuff up to you guys. I just like having fun in this game. And I can honestly say I'm having a lot of fun playing Lightsworns. And there's going to be more hybrids, both using Lightsworn and probably using Thunder Dragons. They're at the moment my 2 favorite decks. So you guys are going to be seeing them for a while. As you can see, I'm even blinging out my Thunder Dragons as much as possible with those Revo tickets. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. As always, like, comment, and subscribe if you want. And until next time.